how much time you think you need to spend training your dog. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about it. And when you are someone who has been a professional dog handler, there's a misconception about how much time we spend training our dogs. I just want to come up with a few more accurate truths around the reality for all the different things I've tried and tested over the years. What has come up always top, better than any other single approach. How long do you think you actually need to spend on training? And how much do you actually spend on training your dog? Do you struggle? Do you think I don't have time? Or do you think actually I can fit it in, no problem? Because there'll be varying different people in the community. And I want to try and open your eyes to the reality, what works best. And it might not be what you think. When I first started training with my very first police dog, they were like, you always must end on a win, end on a positive. I just took that in as great advice and never really thought too much about it until like a few years later, I was looking up something and they were saying that actually that mentality of ending on a win or ending on a positive was really predominantly advice given when you used punishment during training, because if you use punishment, ideally you don't want to finish where it's ended with punishment. But quite a lot of the time now, what we do is we use a lot of rewards. There's little to no punishment. In fact, most of the time we're playing games, there's no punishment at all, apart from maybe ending the game. But we're not inflicting pain on the dog. It's nothing like that. So do you really have to finish on a win? Because essentially we're pretty much most of the time finishing on something positive anyway. We don't have to always end really now with our dogs being correct. So if you're really struggling, you're perhaps playing a game, doing some sort of training, thinking, I must finish on them being correct. So them doing something successful. And what you'll do is you'll push to keep going until they do it correct. And then it becomes a bit of pressure. And then it becomes a little bit, there's a little bit of friction and it feels a bit stressful. So you can actually finish any session that you're doing, any bit of training that you're doing, with even just half right will be okay. You don't have to make sure you finish on the dog being always successful. Something kicks in called latent learning, but essentially they'll take a lot of learning from what they just did in the last session, and with a break and a little bit of downtime in between, going back to it, a lot of the learning will come with them into the next session and they'll probably leap forward in bigger strides. So you don't have to worry too much about it being correct. And from the end of one training session to another, it could just be progress. You don't need to worry too much, so you don't have to prolong sessions. Most of the time, our sessions are really short, especially at the beginning. If you've got a new puppy or a new dog recently, those sessions can be really short, and actually shorter is better. As you get older and the dogs get into enjoying these interactions when we're playing games, you can make them a bit longer without any real trouble and just have loads of fun doing it. But those first stages and establishing that kind of relationship and the connection and all that kind of thing, short and sweet is definitely the way to go. Definitely the way to go. So here's the thing. Give yourself like 15 minutes on the clock. And then like every time you do a little session, press go. And then when you finish, press stop. Don't necessarily use the full 15 minutes, but use the 15 minutes across the day. What do you think would be more effective? 1 15-minute session, 3 5-minute sessions, 15 1-minute sessions, or 30 30-second sessions. So you think, oh my goodness, in just like 15 minutes across a day, I could actually do like 30 little mini sessions. And you would think, well, that'll take me like all day, every day. And I would feel like I'm constantly doing stuff. You'd actually make probably tons more progress and still only use the same amount of time. It would be interesting to see, but my personal opinion is that actually more frequent, shorter sessions can really make more progress than you would ever think. I wouldn't say only ever do really, really short sessions, because ideally what I want to do is grow that so that we can do as long as we want, as often as I want, at any time, in any place. That's ultimately what I'm looking to do, because that then transfers to everyday life. Because if you can get connection and engage with each other anytime, any place, anywhere, for any amount of time, then that's when you've got your dream dog, isn't it? Because no matter what you do and where you go, our dog's listening to us, our dog is connected with us. We've got that ultimate aim, haven't we? It's like living your best life, isn't it? That's the goal. So you've got your pet dog, and someone like me says to you, you only need to train your dog 15 minutes in a day. So what do you do for the other 23 hours and 45 minutes? Because there's a whole lot of learning going on every day, all day, every day by our dogs. Now, for those of you that have a dog that you've had for a few years now, life is established and you're really looking just to keep on top of things, maybe teach them a few things new. But if you've got a brand new dog in the very beginning, what you're really looking to do is shape the way your dog learns, because really ultimately at the very beginning, they're learning all the time. They're learning about you, they're learning about their new living environment, the outside environment. And what you're really trying to do is mold the situation so the dog fits in with your lifestyle and vice versa, especially if you've picked a dog that does suit your lifestyle. What you're looking to do is both match kind of seamlessly, and as you settle in together going forward, you're living the dream. So although we're not training as such, we are still very much kind of shaping how we live together, because really this is what dog training is all about to me. Is the long term is that you just are living everyday life pretty easily, and you can go and do those things that you want to do together. When you've got multi-dogs, you think, how on earth am I going to train all these dogs all day, every day? It just becomes like this kind of big mountain. It's like too much. It's too much. Having trained multiple dogs for a living in what was the National Police Dog Training School, we're training multiple dogs all the time. And if I was to break down what one dog's day looked like, it is just sort of several small mini sessions across the day. And when we do that, it's actually not that long, probably not anywhere near what you think. You think, well, hold on, I'm not training a police dog here. I don't have to do that much. And you don't. That's the truth in terms of you and your pet dog. You don't need to do anything like the intensity, because I'm going to be very general here. Generally speaking, your dog should be a lot easier. But the fact of the matter is that some dogs are not easy. And that's why you need dog training help. If you land with a really easy dog, then life will be much easier. Generally speaking, though, the intensity that you have to do and the amount and frequency you have to do is actually less, but you can still apply the same principles. So smaller, shorter sessions across a day. Don't worry if you miss a day. Don't be hard on yourself if you only do one little mini session in a day of something. It doesn't have to be all the time, all day. I'm really hoping that I've been able to dispel some of the myths around how much time you need to dedicate to get that really well-trained family pet, and that it doesn't need to be hard work. You can do it in a way that's absolutely simple and fun and not overwhelming at all. If you'd like to find out a bit more about game-based dog training, what makes it different, how it can really work for you, then I have a free web class which explains how game-based dog training really works. All you have to do is click the link in the description below and register for the web class. It's totally free. And if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. That helps more people see it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss another video. And I'll see you in the next video.